G'day everyone, Big Aussie Prepper here and welcome back to another video. Today we're having a look at preparing for an Aussie summer. Here in Australia, it is now, at the time of recording this video, the start of December, which is the first month of our summer. Summers in Australia can be quite harsh. Now we are down in the southern part of Australia, over to the east coast a bit more, so it's not as bad for us as it is definitely up north and central Australia, pretty much anywhere else in Australia. Tasmania is good, they're further down to the south. We get a lot cooler than a lot of places, but definitely Aussie summer is nothing to sneer at no matter where you are in Australia. I've prepared this info sheet here and we're going to go through it today and have a look, so hopefully you're prepared for a hot summer, not already facing one. If you're in America at the moment, you'll be moving into winter, so we sort of do the opposite of this. When winter rolls around next year for us, I'll make sure I release the summer one as well, because then you'll be going through that over there. I've broken this up into several different sections for considerations for our plan for preparing for an Australian summer. And I guess this really does go for anywhere, not just Australia. So we're breaking it up into sun, heat, water, your house, and your food. And for each one of those, we're going to look at what to do for outdoors, indoors, for personal, and for your pets. I think we'll go across this way. I think it's the way to go. So for outdoors, when you're thinking about the sun, thinking about wearing long sleeve cotton, light fitting and light coloured, so any dark colours will absorb more heat. Wear a hat, nice wide brim. I've got about 3 different hats. This is probably the most embarrassing hat. I like my big straw hat actually, so putting some pictures up of that. A nice white brim or a Legionnaire style, which has a cap and a flap at the back to protect your neck. And a little bit editing on the go here. I'm just going to put Shift Enter there to push on the next slide, next spot. When you're outside and you're dealing with the heat, it doesn't matter if it's overcast, try and stay in the shade. Consider the times of day. You might be able to get out and do your stuff earlier or later in the day, trying to avoid the hottest part, the middle of the day. Consider sunshades or towels for in your car. I see a lot of people putting up old bath towels and beach towels in their car to try and just block out some of that sun from getting in. Outdoors with water, try and consider an insulated drink bottle. You can get the 2-layered metal ones, I quite like, and they're quite sturdy usually. You can put some ice cubes in that when you go. Another tip is to get an old plastic bottle, like a drink bottle, half fill it with water and then freeze it. And what you do in the morning is you take it out, fill it up with just tap water, and then that ice will slowly melt over the day. And then you keep refilling your drink bottle. For your house, on the outside of your house, shutter all your windows and or blinds early in the morning. So before the sun gets too hot, really close down your house from the outside. And for food, when you're outdoors, think about light snacks. Nothing with oils like nuts, and watch out for spoilage because food will go off much quicker. Indoors, close your curtains pretty much, and in terms of sun, and for the rest, see under house. So really, indoors and house kind of match up together, don't they? For the heat, consider just even the nice oscillating fans. They can provide a lot of relief in the summer. Evaporative cooling is good if you are in a drier part of Australia, but as soon as the humidity gets up, those things do not do a thing. For those situations, you want a split system which actually refrigerates the air, kind of like how your refrigerator works. For water, keep your fridge stocked, so keep a bottle of drink bottles in the fridge ready to go. Add ice. I'm a big fan of using cordial, a bit of extra flavour, and maybe a bit of sugar. Gatorade and Hydrolyte. Definitely Hydrolyte is much better than Gatorade. Gatorade, I think it's a bit gimmicky. But Hydrolyte definitely is sort of, pharmacy grade dehydration powder. You can get it as a powder, get them as icy poles, get them as a liquid, all sorts of things. We'll come back to keeping your water cold later. I've read some interesting information about that one. Indoors and your house. Once again, draw your curtains on the inside of the house as early as possible. If you need to, you can add sheets or towels to your windows. If you've got a big window that doesn't have much coverings, you don't have a curtain up, you can just get a big sheet and maybe just put a couple of tiny nails up. Trying to get in trouble doing that one. For food, if you can, cook ahead of time, so if you know there's going to be a heat wave coming up, and cook your food so you're not spending all day standing over the stove. Also, look up cold dishes, things that you can do like tabbouleh and other dishes that can be served cold, deli meats and things like that, things that are gentle on the stomach too. For your personal, to protect you from the sun, there's an old saying in Australia, which was the old slip, slop, slap. You should definitely look up the old 1980s ad for that. The seagull with a lisp was quite amusing, and a way to remember for us kids back then to slip on a sunscreen, slap on the sunscreen. Correct me if I've got that one wrong. They've now added shade as well into that. So even if you're doing the rest of those, I always go out with sunglasses to much everyone's despair, even when it's not particularly bright. I like to protect my eyes from the sun as well and avoid sunburn, because once you're sunburnt, that's got a lot of knock-on effects, including making you more dehydrated. Personal, to help with the heat, a tepid tea towel or cool cloth around your neck is nice. Make sure it's not too cold. If you do it on for too long, it can actually be bad for you. And tepid just means if you get sort of basically the cold water from your tap and on a tea towel and wring that out and then put that on your neck, that's quite nice. Little spray bottles can be good. We've got some with fans on them, so it's a little spray bottle with some batteries. Pull the trigger, it sprays the water, and with a switch to turn the fan on. It increases that evaporative effect. Call 000 if you are feeling heat stress. More on heat stress in a minute. Personal water, 2 to 3 litres of water they recommend, particularly during a heat wave. When it's particularly hot over a few days, you want to be really up in your water intake. Avoid alcohol and caffeine. I can avoid the alcohol at least. Gotta have my coffee still. Research shows that hot drinks can actually lower your body temperature. I thought that one was a bit interesting and might require a bit more research, but the idea is if you drink really cold water, your body has to then work hard to convert that into not cold. So have a think about that and give it a try for yourselves. For your house, for personal, limit your movement, plan your day. So if you can, do the things in the morning and the evening that you need to do. If you don't have AC or air conditioning, consider shopping centres or cinemas, anywhere where there is already some good strong air conditioning. And for food, I like icy poles personally. Once again, do cold things help? I think they do. Things like salad and coleslaws, berries, watermelon, so any sort of thing that has a high water content. For your pets, provide shade outside from the sun if they can't come in for some reason. Pet-friendly sunscreen if they are prone to sunburn. Make sure it is pet-friendly. I believe it's similar to the baby sunscreen where it doesn't have like alcohol in it or something. Although trying to put sunscreen on my dogs is like Hercules trying to wrestle the lion. So good luck with that for some of you. For the heat outside for your pets, I recommend, if you can, add ice cubes to the water to help keep them cool. You might not be able to do that all day, but a little bit of ice in their water buckets can be appreciated. I say bucket because we've got a big bucket of water for our dogs, the big dogs, so they need a lot of water. Speaking of water, make sure they've got enough for the whole day. So go out in the morning, make sure they've got enough water to last them the whole day, and place their bowl in the forks in my way here. Enough water for the whole day, keep it in the shade, yes, and then if the pets are inside, put down an old towel on the ground and give them a bowl of water inside as well. For the house, once again, allow them inside. Inside's going to be better for them. Check on them often, make sure they're doing alright, and avoid exercise. Middle of summer, middle of the day is not the time to be going for a jog with your dogs. And food, finally, keep it light, no fatty treats or human foods. If you tend to give your dog a few treats, try and keep that to a minimum, keep their meals nice and light. Anything there that I've missed, please do let me know. I'd like to add to this as well, even do a version 2 or a second sheet with additional information. Now, we spoke before about heat stress. You should call 000 immediately. In Australia it's 000, in your country it might be something different. If you have any of the symptoms of excessive sweating, headaches or vomiting, confusion or swollen tongue. Once again, you should do your own research as well. Kids and pets in cars during the summer. Never, ever leave either in the car or any other vehicle alone for any period of time. That really goes for any time of year. Just no, don't do it. Internet and communications. An important thing to consider now that most of the country is covered by the NBN is that if there was a power outage, you will be without your home phone and your home internet. So definitely one to keep in mind. Stay informed with the local ABC radio. Look up what your local ABC radio station is. And on that same vein, keep a battery radio on hand, so a battery powered radio. So that if the power does go out, you can still keep an ear out for what's going on, particularly if you're in a bushfire prone area. So in summary, get your home ready, stay hydrated, dress light, stay out of the sun, seek air conditioning, look after your pets and animals, watch out for heat stress, call for help, and that don't leave the kids or pets in the car. And the NBN won't work if there's an outage. And as a bonus, check on the elderly or vulnerable people. If you know there's people in your community or in your family that are going to be particularly affected by heat or heat waves, then you should check on them regularly as well. Maybe share this information with them, and you can also, there's extra space here if you wanted to write perhaps contact details, extra phone numbers and things that they need to have kept handy. What do you guys think of that one? I'd love some feedback. Looking to improve all of these handouts and sheets. And the idea, once again, is that you would print these out and or have them handy on your computer. Obviously, if it's printed out and the power goes out, you'll still be able to access them. So I would really be quite happy if you guys were to print these out and hang on to them. Let me know what you guys think. Let's put it back over here. And until next time, remember, if you can't beat a grey man, beat a big man. Cheers.